This is your first year here, and this probably is not what you envisioned when you came, but what makes you believe this team will ultimately head in the right direction?
I mean, it's a new coaching staff, right? Like, we had high expectations, but it's still just the beginning. So we still got a lot of work. There's a lot of chemistry that still can be built. And I know people, the outside world expected a lot, and we and here expected a lot. And we're not going to get off of that path. We're going to still keep trying to build this program back to where it was.
And then my follow is, how has it been going this week in practice, taking throws from Jake? What's the adjustment for you in catching passes from him compared to TBD as far as timing and routes, and all that stuff? How's it going?
I mean, it's the same how I had to get the timing with Tyler, get practice and reps, routes on air, just a little itty bitty timing that we got to build that chemistry, which Jake's a great quarterback, and I feel like he's going to jump in there and get the timing down right away.
Thank you.
No problem.
Go to Matt Shodell from Canesport.
Yeah, hey, Colbie. I wanted to ask you sort of about your newfound celebrity. I guess, ACC Player of the Week. You're having 2 amazing games in a row. Have you sort of started having people recognize you? Any former players reaching out to you? Anything unusual in the last week or two for you?
I mean, a couple people, but right now I'm just really focused on getting back in practice, figuring out how we can carry this on to the next week and come back home with a win instead of having that feeling of a loss. It felt great being the ACC Player of the Week, but it would felt 10 times better with a win.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel.
Hey, Colbie. Yeah, congrats on being named the conference receiver of the week. I know, you didn't have any turnovers on Saturday, but obviously a lot of guys did. How much have you guys been kind of working on that, in practice, and what can you do to prevent that? Obviously, sometimes it's kind of fluky, but how do you guys work about preventing those?
It's just keeping the confidence in the players. We can't turn our back on each other. We can't point fingers. If once you start pointing fingers, it's just going to start consistently happening. We got to stay on top of it. We can't run away from it. We got to attack the point, beginning of practice. We got to work on ball security. After every catch, receivers, we got to work on ball security. It just all around, even though we didn't turn over the ball, something happens in practice that can easily carry over to the game. So we got to prevent that from practice.
And I had one other quick question. Coach Gaddis said, I think after the Virginia Tech game, that obviously you've had a lot of success lately, but you need to he wants you to kind of work on becoming more of a complete receiver. What are some of those things that you've worked on to try to become more of a complete receiver?
Just at pad level, in and out of cuts. You can't be too high. Perimeter blocking. I mean, I think I had a holding call last game and close to having a holding call the game before. So just those itty bitty things that can bring our team down that I gotta elevate as a player.
Go to Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald.
Hi, Colbie. I was curious, what school finished second for you in June? What was the school that basically was runner-up? And also, when you weren't playing the first 5 weeks, did you ever question your decision to come to Miami?
Oh, I never questioned it. The culture here was just I wanted to work 10 times harder to get into that spot. And Coach Cristobal drilled that into me. You got to step up. You got to work 10 times harder if you want that spot. Don't cry about it. Don't pout about it. Get in the film, work, do whatever you got to do to get on the field. And I really don't remember who my runner-up was. I just know Miami was my number one.
Go to Frank Tucker from Keynes County. Frank, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, Colbie. So obviously you've had a resurgent, few games. What's kind of gone into that? Has it been the mentorship of Coach Gaddis? Was this just something that was kind of waiting, or was it due to kind of injury, that slow start?
All that ties into it. We got some great receivers in the receiver room, and unfortunately they went down, and that plays in a role of me having to speed up the process of me having to come on the field a little faster. And Coach Gaddis, just his system, making a game plan that fits well for the whole receiver crew, not just one player. And him just being able to fit me into the room that fast is pretty hands out to him.
So this is your last season, and it's not the way you had first envisioned it to be. But this has a few parts to it. What makes you believe it will ultimately head in the right direction? And also, how hard is it to be part of a rebuilding process when you're in your last year, knowing you won't be able to see the end results?
Yeah, obviously not. It's not gone the way that I envisioned or that I hoped and all. But we still got a lot of football left to play, and we've got to finish strong and stay together. But how I know that this program is going to be successful is our head man, Coach Cristobal. I've got nothing but the utmost trust and faith in him and his vision and his blueprint with the staff that he has here, and what he's got going. So, that makes me feel good that I know we'll be in good hands.
Okay, and the other thing is just Jake. How's Jake doing? He's taken on a bigger role. What's it been like in practice? His timing, his throws, his attitude,
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, Jake's a guy that's prepared all season long like he's a starter. If I know you guys aren't there at practice, but if you get to see him when Tyler was playing, Jake's back behind him, and you can see it in the film room on the cameras. He's running through the same progressions as Tyler is, and it's something that's really cool that you get to see how much it means to him, how he takes every single reps very, very seriously. So he's been taking those 1 reps, since day one mentally. So and he's looking good. We know what kind of player he is. We know the throws he can make, the kind of person he is, the kind of worker he is. So it's good.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein of the Sun Sentinel.
Hey, Will. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you guys have kind of been in this position before where, the season doesn't start the way you would like. But last year, you guys were in a similar spot and kind of turned things around towards the end. I think, won 5 out of 6 to end the year, and only lost that game to FSU. What did you guys do last year to kind of turn things around, and how can you kind of take those lessons from last season and bring them to this season?
Yeah, I think we kind of realized, hey, we're all we got and we're all we need. We come together, and this is something, hey, let's finish this. Let's do it together. Let's do it the right way. I think that's what's happening now too. Guys are, hey, we really got nothing else to lose, but let's stay together. Let's finish this strong, and let's go out there and win. That's what we need to do. That's what we deserve to do. We've been working way too hard to not do that. So that's what we're doing. We want to come together, stay together, and finish this as good as we can. And I know we will.
Go to Michael McCoy from the Big O Show.
Good afternoon, Will. Thanks for taking my question. So a large part of the culture here at Miami is older players coming back and, imparting wisdom. I wanted to know if you reach out to any of the, former tight ends or former players, period, or if any former players have been, coming back this season after it's, been such a tough time these past few games. Just wanted to know if there's been any communication with football alum.
Yeah, a little. I know. I think all of us are busy and stuff. Earlier in the year, there's more guys around. I mean, obviously, I check in on Brevin, and he checks in on me every so often. I know he's busy. Shockey was here in the beginning of the year, and he's messaged me a couple of times. But I mean, I think we're dialed in. We don't have too many visitors right now. We're dialed in and just focused on what we got. But whenever you get that opportunity to hear from one of those former guys, it means a lot, because of what they say is I take it to heart because of they've done it. They're the greats. So any chance I get to hear from those guys, it's a special moment because it's such a cool opportunity to be here and have that available.
Got time for a few more for Will. We'll go to Matt Shodell for the Kane Sports.
Hey, Will, I know you talked about Jake. I was hoping to hear your thoughts on a young quarterback, Jakari Brown, and sort of what you've seen from him. Do you see some flashes of future potential? I know he's just sort of got there not that long ago.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think the thing that stands out to you, immediately is when you first meet him, is just how good of a person he is. You can't really ask for a better person than him. He's a great person, a great teammate. But then, I mean, it also helps that he's, freakishly athletic, such a competitor, and he's grown so much. So it's been really cool to watch him. You guys have seen him. He gets a little bit more involved just because he's that versatile of an athlete. But, to get to watch him grow over this year and then into the future, it's going to be something really special just because of, how serious he takes it, how mature he is, and just how good of a person he is. It's going to be cool to see him, develop as a player because he's got all the talent for sure.
Got time for 2 more questions for Will. We'll go to Daryl Streeter, then we'll go back to Adam to wrap it up. Daryl, go ahead.
Yeah, Mallory. I got what is the difference between Jake and Tyler, like on the field, ball placement? What are some of the differences between the two?
I think those two guys are both extremely talented, and their arm talents, speak for themselves. They make throws that you're wowed by. You're like, wow, that's an impressive throw. But their leadership, that's a good problem that we have, is that we've got a stacked quarterback room. Not many places have that. So to be able to have a guy like Tyler, a guy like Jake, a guy like Jacquard, it's a good problem to have. And each of them bring their own thing to the game, but each of them are very, very capable to be that guy.
All right, last question for Will. We'll go to Adam Lichtenstein in the Sunset.
Hey again. So, I just wanted to ask about, Virginia and, what you've seen from watching film on them, like what their defense looks like.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity. You got talented guys up front, big guys up front, good athletes on the back end and the linebacker position. So, it's every week it's going to be a good challenge for us, and we have to prepare accordingly because, they're coming out here to give us their best. That's something I say is every week we play someone, expect their best because you know what they want to do. They want to come down here and give it to us. So, we got to prepare accordingly because we've got a talented team up there. So we got to get ready to do our thing and execute.
Hey, LT, I just had 2 quick questions. The first is, I think you graded that like the best player on defense this past week, had an excellent game. How have you kind of improved your game in the past, few weeks, couple months?
Really just watching extra film, working with Coach Joe a lot, learning how to take on my blocks a little bit much better now. So yeah, that's it really.
And then the second part is just like, looking at Virginia, what have you seen from them and especially their quarterback, Brendan Armstrong? I know he likes to move the pocket, likes to run a bit. So what have you seen from them?
They're a good team. Offense good. The O-line, they good too. It's gonna be a good game. We just gotta keep working, keep pushing, and just go to work when we play them.
Go to Luke Cheney from All Hurricanes.
Hey, Leonard. So, in watching film from the Duke game, what are some of the areas that the defensive line really needs to clean up moving forward?
Really, we just gotta, contain the pocket much better than we did. Stay in our gaps a little longer so we can stop big plays like that. Just get to the quarterback, really. That was the big thing, too, getting to the quarterback.
Go to Susan Miller-Degnan of the Miami Herald. Susan.
Hi, Leonard. You're playing very well. And I remember when we talked to you last, you were talking about patience. You were okay with the snap counts, and now they're improving. Now they're getting more. You talked about it a little bit, but specifically, what do you think the key to your improvement has been?
The key to my improvement, just locking in on the film, really learning how to learning like all the keys to the game, really like slowly. Like Coach Joe, I've been getting extra work with Coach Joe. He's been teaching me the game a little bit more, so I get a good understanding of it. So yeah, that's it, really. Yeah.
And the other thing is, we talked to you after that first loss, at Texas A&M, and you spoke about how important it was to stay together as a team and not let one loss determine your future. How have you guys as players been dealing with the morale, especially after this last game? How do you handle it?
We just, like Chris Ross said, we just gotta stay together. We just gotta keep working. We still a team at the end of the day, and we've been through this before, so we just gotta keep pushing. And then we'll get what we get.
All right, got 2 hands left for Leonard. We'll go to Frank Tucker and then Luke Cheney. You wrap it.
Hey, LT. You and Daryl Jackson have been a dynamic duo in the interior of the defensive line. Can you guys touch on, how you guys have been working together as a tandem, and what should we expect from you guys going forward?
Being with D-Jack, like, we instantly connected, so it wasn't like, you feel me? So we just worked, stayed in the playbook, learning what we do so we could be a dominant D-line together. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Luke Cheney to wrap it up with LT.
Again, LT. So, I mean, just because you mentioned a couple times already, I'm just curious, how much of an emphasis has this coaching staff placed on, getting extra work in the film room?
I mean, they do it. They say it a lot. Like you gotta live in the facility if you want to go. You want to go. You gotta know your assignments and the teams you playing. So we got extra film to know how the quarterback gonna do us, how the O-line gonna play us. Yeah.
Hey there, Wesley. Just wanted to sort of get your perspective. You're a freshman, right? You've gotten a chance to play. What have you learned so far? What do you think you still need to do to get better, to get to that next level? Like, what are you working on the most right now?
As a player, I'm always looking to get better. I felt like I came a long way from the start of the season, just slowing the game down and learning the defense. And like you said, I'm just trying to get better every day. I come out here every day, just trying to climb another ladder, another step to the ladder. So I'm blessed to be here, and hopefully I get to where I want to go.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel.
Hey, Wesley. So yeah, I guess, I mean, obviously, it's your first year here. Off to disappointing, first few games. How have, you and some of the other freshmen, I'm sure, had a lot of, high hopes, first time in college. How have you guys kind of handled, the rough start?
Right now we don't really like deflect on that. Right now we look forward to the next team. We just get back to work. We don't really dwell on the losses and the wins right now. That's not a big concern. We just look forward and focus on the next game at hand.
Go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald.
Hi, Wesley.
Hey.
I guess in the same vein, kind of as Adam, I'm just, obviously you're young and you're part of a rebuilding process. What's it like to be part of a program that is trying to rebuild? Like what, how do you feel about that? Is that a great goal, or, is that a good thing?
It's most definitely a good thing. I believe in Coach Cristobal. I believe he's one of the greatest coaches. So I'm gonna put my trust in him, and I see what he's trying to do here. I have no doubt in Coach Cristobal, and I'm just ready to go to work with him.
Thank you very much.
Go to Luke Cheney from All Hurricane.
Hey, Wesley. I mean, you just mentioned how you feel like you've grown a lot, so far through your freshman year. I guess what areas on the field have you seen the most growth within your game?
I've gotten stronger. I've gotten more physical. I'm not afraid to put my hands on the old lineman. Just thinking wise, the mental part of the game. I feel like I've gotten better with the plays. I feel like my game has up another level, and I'm just trying to keep building on it.
Got time for a few more for Wesley. We'll go to Brandon O'Doy from Football Hotbed. Brandon, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Wes, with you staying home and, now increased playing time, getting a chance to play in front of family and friends, what has been the biggest benefit of that, whether it's football related or even just personal or anything related to you making the decision to stay and play for Miami?
I felt like I made a great decision. Like you said, I'm home. I'm in front of my family. My mom could come and watch me play. My family could come and watch me play. I'm home. I get to put on for the fans of Miami, my hometown. And just having guys like Corey Flagg and Keontre Smith, Coach Strong, all of them, they know I'm from Miami. So whatever I don't know, they tune in, they help me. Whatever I don't know, they help me. They do whatever it takes for me to get on the field, and I appreciate them for that. So it's just a blessing to play here.
Go to Frank Tucker from Kings County.
Hey, Wesley, we've seen your snap count increase pretty much every week over the last 5 weeks. You've been graded out as one of the top 2 linebackers every week over the last 4 weeks. What's really gone into that? Is it, the coaching staff, or is it just some natural ability? Tell us a little bit about, that process and how you've become one of the best linebackers on this team so early.
I tell you, it don't come easy. The film room is real. So every day after practice, go in the film, take Coach Strong, one of the leaders of the team, just take them in the film room, watch some film, get better at what you don't know. Like I said before, you know, I'm just taking it one day at a time, just trying to get where I want to go, and I'm just keep working.
All right, last question for Wesley. Go back to Adam Lichtenstein with Sun Sentinel to wrap it up.
Hey again, yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, you know, what you've seen from the Virginia offense on film, especially from their quarterback, Brendan Armstrong. He's a guy who can, you know, run the ball. You guys have had, you know, some experience already this year with mobile quarterbacks. So what have you seen from them?
You know, they're one of the teams that like to run the QB draws, so we just got to watch out for the QB draws. But I feel like we got a pretty good game plan for Virginia, and I feel like we go out there and execute, we win the game. So that's pretty much it.